Hello there, welcome to this channel where we teach you everything you need to know about technology. So today I want to take you through how you can be able to use Git and GitHub to basically share your project or upload your project to an online repository that people can be able to use. I just created a video about a simple Java project that I have linked to this particular project, and I would like to share the files in that particular video to GitHub so that people can be able to access the source code as well as the other files that I was using in that particular video. So this is my project. You can be able to see the pom.xml. If you go to src, that is the source code. You go to main, you go to Java, you navigate through these folders. You can see project 2024, and you can see the various apps that I have. This is a GUI, the main class, and so on. So this deals with the GUI design, this one deals with the source code for the GUI, and this one deals with the main project. So these files, I want to upload them to Drive, as well as a notepad that is explaining how you can be able to navigate through the code that I have created here. So let me just add the notepad here so that we can be able to upload all of them to GitHub. So this is a notepad. You can open it and you're able to see the code that I was showing in that particular video, and I encourage you to go and watch the video. So this one is basically just focused on how I can take this material and put it in GitHub and do some version control as I might desire. The very first thing that I need to do is to come to our web browser and access my GitHub account. So GitHub, this is my GitHub account. It's known as Tech. You can access it online and you are able to view what I post there. Then I can come here, create a new repository. I can give it a repository name. I'm going to call it Java App 1, or I can just call it Java App. Let me just call it Java App 1. Looks good like that. Then I can give it a description here. I can see this repository contains code and materials used in the YouTube video, and I can go ahead and attach the YouTube video. Let me just fix some errors here. The YouTube video in this link. Watch the video and follow this repo. So I'm going to put the video link there later. For now, let me just work with it as is. I can come here and add a README file. A README file is basically like a description trying to explain what whatever you are doing is about. And for now, I don't need to add a README file because I've already given a good project description here, but you can just add it if you desire. In my case, I don't desire to have it. So let me just go ahead and create the repository. So once you go ahead and create the repository, if you desire to create a README file, you can still come here and create it again, or else you can just ignore it totally and you go ahead with other stages in the project. So the next thing that we need to do is to go back and we access our Git account or our Git bash for purposes of now connecting the Git bash to this particular repository that we have created over here. So first things first is that you come to where you have your project, right click here, then go to show more options, then click on open Git bash here. So it is going to open the Git bash for you. The first command that you give is git init, like that. So it's going to initialize your Git. So once it initializes your Git and takes you to the main branch, when you talk about branching in Git and GitHub, we simply mean that there are various ways in which people are able to access the project. So you can have a main branch, and inside the main branch you can have sub branches, and you can allow people to access sub branches. And once they update their work, it is saved in the sub branches rather than the main branch. But in this case, because it's just my project, I'm going to use it in the main branch. So then I can go ahead and check the Git status. You can see once I check the Git status, it is telling me that it has noted that there are quite a number of files that are there in my Git in my folder that are not yet uploaded to Git. They are not committed to Git. So it's saying no commits yet, but I have some untracked files. It's telling me to use the git add to add these particular files. So I can just come here and say git add. Then instead of naming all these files, I can just put white space and put a full stop there or a period so that it adds all the files for me. So you can see that it's giving me some warnings, but at least it has added the files. Then I can check the git status again. Once I check the git status again, now you can see all the files are in green. If it is in green, it means that they have been added to the git. And what is git exactly? When you talk about git, it is a new folder that is usually created for purposes of connecting your current folder to the repository. So it's like a new folder that is your workspace now. You cannot be able to see it here with your naked eyes, but you can come here and you put ls-la to list all directories that you have, and you can see that you have been able to create this git folder over here. So this one is not viewable using the naked eye. Even if you go through the file explorer, you cannot be able to view it, but once you write this particular command, then you are able to view it. So then the next thing that we need to do is to commit. So let's commit what we have over here. So the very first thing that we need to ask ourselves, do we need to commit all these files that we have over here? And in my case, I feel that we need to commit all these files that we have over here so that the user can have access to all the files that we have in this particular local directory in the online distributed repository. So I'll go ahead and write the command git commit. Then I need a message in this committing, and then I'll call it first commit, and then I can leave it like that. So I don't have to specify the specific file that I want to commit. Once I leave it like that, it's going to commit all the files. So now if I check git status again, you can see it is telling me nothing to commit because the working tree is now clean. So I've committed everything that I needed to commit. Now the only thing that is remaining is for me now to push. To push simply means to upload it to the GitHub repository, and we use the git bash for purposes of pushing to the GitHub repository. So let's see how you can be able to go about that. So the very first thing that we do is that we need to establish connection. So to establish connection, write a command git config global, then user dot name. This is who is committing. Then I can put my name over there like that. Then I can run that command. Oh, sorry, there's an error in that particular command. So let me fix the command. Yes, I have seen where the error is. It's right here. So it's supposed to be git config space 2 hyphens global user dot name. Then I put the name here like that. Sorry. Then I click enter. That one has worked. Then the next thing is to configure the email. So git config hyphen double hyphens, that is global user dot email. Then you can put the quotation marks. Then I can put the email here. Remember, you can always reach out to us through this email, gmail.com. Then we can click enter. Now we are good. Now the next thing that we need to do is to navigate now to GitHub. Now when you come to GitHub, if you want to establish the connection, you can see that we have already done this one. We have initialized. We didn't care about the README. We have written our commit message, the first one. We have also created a branch, which is main. So once we initialized, ours went directly to main. Now we need to call this particular code for purposes of us adding or pushing this particular project to the GitHub repository. But if we write this code as is, it will give us a pop-up message or a pop-up window requiring us to log in. Many developers don't like to use that particular approach. So you go to GitHub. Let me open a new tab. You go to where you have your profile. You go to settings. Once you go to settings, come here where you have is this. You come here where you have your tokens, look for developer settings. Yes, we have developer settings. Now, once you go to where you have developer settings, go to personal access tokens, then select token classic. You select token classic. Now, then you can come here and you generate new token classic. And when you are generating new token classic, of course, it will ask you for a password. So go ahead and put your password. Now, once you put your password, it will ask you how when do you want it to expire. So you can either put 7 days, you can put 60 days custom, or whatever time you want it to expire, whether you want it to have no expiration or whatever you want to, or you want it to basically have. Now in this case, I had already generated a token, but you can go ahead and select the timelines that you desire. I have one that is still valid for 7 days, so I can go ahead and use it. But once you are done with all that, you can just click on generate token and it will work perfectly well. Now, before you click on generate token, it's also important for you to look at this and consider what would be the scope of your token. So what would you like your token to do? If you would like your token to be able to access the repo, that is full control of private repositories, you can select this one. If you'd like it to access the workflow, you can select on this one. If you'd like it to access the right packages, you can select on these ones. So these are basically the things that you'd like your token to be able to do. So do not select the ones that you don't desire. And then once you're done selecting the ones that you desire, you go ahead and generate your token. So once you have generated your token, it's going to appear here. It appears only once. It appears only once. So make sure that you copy it and you put it somewhere on Notepad. So once you have put it on Notepad, like mine is already on Notepad, so you can now go ahead to your Notepad and you try and access. So this is where I have pasted my GitHub token. So I can first remove all these other information. So this is my token over there. So then I go back to GitHub. I select where my GitHub is. So this is the code that I need. So git remote add origin, this one. I copy it. I go back to Notepad. I paste it just here. Once I paste it there, I take this particular token that I have created, and then I come and paste the token here, and then I put at. So I have the token and I have put this particular code over there. So then I come and copy this one. I go back to my Git bash. You can see my Git bash over here. I come and paste. Remember, GitHub just doesn't work with your shortcut keys. So then I can click enter. Now it has worked for me. Now the next thing that I need to do is to push the code. So I just come and copy this one. This one. To push means to upload. I've already established the connection. Now I need to push the code. But maybe before you push, you may like to know whether the connection is properly established. So you can write this command: git remote space -v. You can see that it is giving you this particular code that we have, the token and the GitHub account that we have over there, just to show you that this is the one that has been activated for fetching and pushing. So now if I put the push code over here, I can just paste it there, and then I click enter, it should be able to push. It to that particular GitHub account. So now if I go to my GitHub account, the one that I have over here, and I try to refresh, you can see now my code has been uploaded to GitHub. All my files are here. If you come to SRC, you can see the files over here, and you can see even the commits that I have created. So this one is telling you there's a first commit. So it's the first time that this particular file has been committed on GitHub. So if I come over here, you can see that this one is the first commit that I have. Let's say, for example, I want to just add a basic description to this particular project. So I can just come and open a new notepad here and say, I wish you success, or maybe me just say, make sure you use a good relational database management system when working on this project. Then I say wish you success. Now if I come and save this file, here, and I call it notes 1, like that. I go back to my Git and I check on Git status. You'll see that now it has noted that there is one file that I'm not tracking and I need to track this particular file. So I can say git add, then I say notes1.txt, like that. So it will be added. So now if I go to git status again, you can see now there's that particular file that I have added, but I have not yet committed it. So then I can go ahead and commit it and say git commit. Then I can put a message -m for message, and then this one I can say this is a second commit, like that. Then what do I want to commit is notes1.txt, like that. So we have committed now. If I go to git status, you can see the working tree is clean. The working tree is now clean. And now if we navigate back to our GitHub, now if we navigate back to our GitHub, now we can see that it's still not yet here because we have not yet pushed it. So let's go ahead and push it. So we say git push origin main. Now let's go back to GitHub again, refresh this one. Now you can see our project or our new note has come over here. And once you look at it, it can tell you that this one is a second commit. And here you can see the number of commits. So if I click on this one, I'll come to the first commit. And in the first commit, you can see that all this is what was committed in the first time. Green means what was added. Red means what was deleted. White means nothing changed. In my second commit, you can see that this is what I added in my second commit. So this one helps you as a developer when you're working together with a team to be able to easily share a project with some team members. And it also helps that once you have committed your project or you're working in your local repository, that is in your local PC, you can easily update at the central distributed repository to make it easier for everybody to see the changes that you have made. Now you can go to the settings of this particular project, and if I go to the settings of this particular project, there are quite a number of things that I can be able to do in this particular settings. But one of the most important things that I would like to do in this particular setting is to add collaborators. So if in this project we are working together with quite a number of people, I can just come here and add the collaborators that I want. So I can come here and add people. This could be GitHub users. So I just need to know their GitHub accounts, and then I can add them, and they will be able to easily access the project. They can do the push, they can pull, they can commit, and I'm also able to see what they are doing in the projects. So thank you so much for watching this particular short video on how to commit a project to GitHub. To learn more about GitHub commands and to learn more about how to work with a version control system, please keep it tuned to this channel, because we are going to create an entire series about how version control systems work and why we need them. And also we are going to be making sure that all the projects that we have created, at the end of it all, we push them to GitHub for purposes of making them open access for others to access our codes. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel, share this video, like the video, and if you have any comments, please put them in the comment section below. Thank you.